plays a hyper carry, but again, you know, and again, look, it's going to be the Karma first pick, but now I want JDG to adapt this. I don't want it to go into the hands of Chi. Maybe it can go in the hands of Doki or even Jojo in the mid lane.
Karma again trying to really insist on this one. Yeah, I think you're right. Might be the issue might have been because she was on the Karma. Need like damage elsewhere, right? Whereas Luna and Kant had the Varus and was able to provide some safe damage from the back. We'll go back again for the Varus Kha'Zix combo.
There, just run it back again, and now this is the Jax pick, so this is different. This is not the early aggressive Lee Sin, and there's the Singed priority as well. They're going to make sure that's not going to go into the hands of Zero this time, and this is better from JDG. This potentially means that this Karma could go into the hands of Doki, and we could be seeing a situation where Doki just enables Indo on this Jax, play a more supportive style Karma build, and then let Jax jump in with all the shields and heals that Karma can give over.
Also, why adapt with the Ahri as well? They say, well, you can have a bunch of pick off. We'll have a bunch of pick off too. You go to the late game, we're going to pick off your Jax. Your Jax isn't going to live long enough to see that point.
There's a bit of adaptation I like from JDG, you know, going for the priority on the Singe, which they didn't do in the last. I think Zero had a very, very good performance on that Singe pick. I think Singe is just a champion that's just really annoying at the moment. It gets played in the mid lane. You can just wave clear, you can just go forward, you can just tank a lot of damage. It has great pick potential as well. And like I said, with the Karma, with the movement speed that she can offer as well, it's definitely a good pick. As we take a look through the second bans, it's going to be the Rakan ban over for Rolster. And now we're going to see a little bit of maybe a few changes again as the Alistar being banned away. I think Nomel had a really, really great performance in the last game on that Alistar.
Yeah, the Alistar honestly had a bunch of great combos, allowed Roasted Y a lot of space and a lot of ways to get in. I am looking to see if Roasted Y have something else in plan, especially with the Rakan removed already. Maybe the Thresh comes through from Roasted Y, you know, it seems to fit the bill.
Yep, I mean, Nomel has played the Thresh, has played the Nami as well. Nami is another pick
okay,
that could... Oh, there you go. No more Thresh. Yeah.
So if I see JDG, definitely see it.
The crazy thing is that Nomel has come in as a new support player, and he's played every single game. He's played a unique champion. He's played Nami, Thresh, Malphite, and then Alistar. And he might have to come up with a new one, as they're going to actually leave the support for the last pick over to Nomel.
Yeah, not something they have to rush here, apparently. They want to see what the matchup is going to look like on the bot side first, decide, do we need some safety, do we need engage, like what do we want here? Frankly, Roasted Y don't seem to have that much frontline, so maybe they do have to try and draft for something like the Braum, you know, something like maybe even the Leona if they have to stretch it far enough.
Yeah, they're two picks that can work really well. I think the Braum can definitely work really well. You don't really have a lot of ways to really proc the Braum passive, but it's really good as like a disengage against the likes of a Singe, the Gragas, and also the Jax as well. As the Gragas is still going to get picked up, so it could be another situation where we could see this Karma down in the draw lane, unless they switch things up again with this last pick. But I feel like this is just going to be a lemon pick up into the Baron lane.
This Gragas actually
going to
looks
be a
huge.
So
wow.
Again, it's Chi on this Karma again. It didn't work too well in the first game. I don't really like it personally because, like you said, you know, you don't really have a lot of damage, but they now have this hyper carry in the Jax. This is a way that this is like their win condition. This is JDG win condition now, is that they're going to look to Zindo on this Jax. You got the shields from the Shen, you got the shields from the Karma. Okay. It's actually going to be set in the hands of Nomel.
You still have to set, you know, it's a pretty easy pickup option going into this one. That being said, JDG, I am kind of scared of the composition. Like, I'm looking at this, and it's something we've seen a lot from these teams so far. A composition like this does amazingly well once you scale into that mid to late game. Roasted Y, I feel like they are playing on a timer here. Yeah,
I feel like they are as well. You know, the Jax is going to be scaling, the Singe is going to be scaling. They don't have a lot of consistent damage though, to be honest. I feel like Rolster have a lot of damage. You know, they have the Ahri, they have the Varus, they have the Kha'Zix. And to be fair, on JDG's side, the only real damage that you have is from this...
Take down the WRL team, and that's going to be on Roasted Y to get it done.
I feel like I want a playlist of every single song from the Icons. Because all the songs are just banger after banger after banger. We're always grooving, you know, us.
They have good music, you know?
Yeah, it's great music.
I love the music.
Always jamming. We're always jamming.
The soundtrack to anyone fighting the WRL teams. I wonder what that would sound like, honestly.
They need a little bit of dance moves. They're probably dancing a little bit. They're going to feel happy after that first game. They're going to feel very, very confident. They're going to come into the second game with a lot of confidence. They're going to be like, okay, we've taken them down once with very, very similar comp to what we play now. And we're going to try and take them down again as there's a little bit of exchange in the top side. Rattel on this Riven is a pick that he played a lot during last year at the Horizon Cup. It's definitely a comfort pick for him as well. He might be having a little bit of a difficult time against this Shen. But JDG, like I said, I feel like it's all towards his Jax. It's all towards Zingdo this game. But as Hell said in the previous game, Do was actually out-jungling Zingdo.
So I have to see if there has been substantial improvement here from Rattel on the Riven. Like you've mentioned, you know, he did well on it before, but it wasn't good enough to help them pick up the win against their opponents, their tougher opponents in Thundertalk. And so what we have here with Rattel coming into this matchup, will he be able to get something done against Lemon? You know, it's going to look to be pretty difficult to start.
There we go, he's going in, but he's going to lose the 1v1.
A rough start here for Rolster. They were almost picking up a kill. Lemon's going to recall here. Toe walks in, but there is no kill to be had.
He was really, really low on health. He had the Ignite, but I guess he didn't realize that Lemon also had Ignite at the same time. And with the Pasha's shield that Shen has as well, with the extra attack speed that you can get, means that he wins a 1v1. And I feel like I just cast Rattel a little bit. I was like, you know, Rattel, comfort champion on this Riven, but then he just loses a 1v1.
Well, there you go. The curse is spreading. Now, not only does it affect the Western teams, it's going to hit the Eastern teams too. Stuart, you have a superpower. Jojo very close to death here. Zero holding onto the flash, knows the barrier is up at Jojo here as well.
It's fine. All the Western fans at home, all the EU and NA fans at home, I'm not casting or anything tomorrow.
Oh.
And also EU and NA playing tomorrow. So there's a little bit of hope tomorrow.
Okay.
There's a little bit of hope.
Okay. We'll have to see how effective the Stuart curse has become. If it manages to linger in the venue, even after you leave.
If EU and NA both win tomorrow as well, I feel like I just need to just make sure that I just
very quickly and silently retire.
It was a good show while it lasted. I'll make my trip back home to the UK. It's all good.
Well, we've enjoyed your stay here.
Singapore's been great, but I'd rather see the EU teams than NA teams do well. But
and their opponents are going to be the ones that that faced off against the WRL teams here today. You know, Rolster, if they do not manage to win this match now, are going to have to go and play the next matches again. So we need to see what happens here in this matchup, in this series, if there is a chance for something to happen. I mean, so far, so good. JDG and Rolster in a very narrow race. We've seen how this one played out in Game 1.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a goal lead at the moment to JDG, and that's mainly in the Baron lane. And we kind of saw it in the last game as well. You know, it was Rattel that was really, really far behind on that Darius against the Renekton on Lemon. And now they're at a disadvantage again. I feel like Rattel, you know, hasn't had the confident performance of what we saw last year, the Horizon Cup. You know, falling behind last game against Lemon, falling behind this game as well, and losing in the 1v1 means that he's now a 700 gold deficit. But over the rest of the map, everywhere is about even at the moment. We're about 4 minutes into the game, which means we've got 1 minute until the Dragon and the Rift Herald spawns. At the moment, everyone's a bit of a stalemate. I feel like this aggression is all towards his top side. Rattel's always looking to try and win out of these little skirmishes.
I feel like he feels the need to win this one, right? If he doesn't, they don't get much more done. Very good moves from Nomel here. Nomel repositions, the Transcendent Waste comes across Chi over by the side as well. They manage to get the Charm and the Chain of Corruption down, but they're not able to finish off Singdo. Not going to stand united, but they finally get the kill. And Zero's still alive. Lemon flashes on the turret, but watches he takes damage. A couple of turret shots will put him low. Luna gets to start kiting away. Faceburger comes through again. Haymaker and the auto attack, and 2 kills to Rolster Y.
Nomel with the clean mechanics as well, being able to escape that situation, and Zingdo with Lemon and his ultimate as well. This means that Rattel has a little bit of free time in the Baron lane. He's going to try and get in a play. He's going to try and get that gold lead back to a stable state. He's going to get at least one play, so we take a look back at the replay. Look at Nomel here. He timed ultimate perfectly and flashes away, uses the face breaker as well, which means that Zingdo is in a bit of a tough spot by himself, but Lemon with the follow-up as well. But Luna with the damage, stacking up the passive, making sure he uses a piercing arrow. You can see how much damage Lemon does. This is a full tank Shen, and he still does a lot of damage, but in the end, it is a 2-for-1 trade over the side to Rolster. So even though JDG are the ones that are playing a little bit aggressive, trying to go for the tower dives, Rolster still come out on top.
A good spot for Rolster Y to get to start moving onto the Rift Tower first. It is looking to be a trade as JDG are on the Dragon.
I don't think Lemon can do anything here. I think Doe's could be
Oh my goodness. No. Yeah, no.
That was a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie.
If we saw the taunt and he hits that and hits the eye, that
they're going for the fight as well.
Jojo so close to dead. Nomel dashes in. Where's the face breaker? He comes on the showstopper, picks up a shield in time, but Zero, he isn't able to put the damage down to get the kill. But they find the Dragon.
It's just a distraction. Rolster are going to get the mid lane tower. They're going to get the Rift. They got the Rift Herald. They got the mid lane tower. They even got the Dragon as well. This is another early game advantage over to the side of Rolster. Even though Nomel died, he just works as a distraction. Get the Xingdo away from the Dragon, which means they can secure it. They get the mid lane tower as well. And Rolster, they're looking good this game again.
It was bait all along. You thought you had him? No. Well, you did, but then they get like 3 other things in exchange. So.
Exactly. It's like Nomel just uses his life. He's just like, yeah, I'll sacrifice my life to make sure that everyone else can get an advantage. Team player. Team
player, all right. I think that does look like Nomel in the top side. Not sure if he was looking for a kill onto Lemon, but going to be difficult to get done. The Shen still very tanky and able to get away from these difficult spots.
Exactly, but you can see that pings are going across the map at the moment. Nothing too crazy. Looks like JDG are the ones that are that are on the back foot. Look at that. Do has the most experience at the moment in the game. Level 9, nearly level 10 already, the most experience in the entire game. And you can see on the other side, you know, the Jax is all the way down. He's not even level 9 yet. Do has like about a half a level lead at the moment against Xingdo, and it's kind of the story of the last game as well, where Do got a little bit of an advantage. He's currently about 1,000 gold ahead already. But Xingdo is on this Jax this time. He's not on the Lee Sin, so even if he does fall behind, he still has the scaling by his side.
Right. Being able to get towards that late game still makes a massive difference. They're now trying to isolate off Do, but won't be able to get that much done. Chain of Corruption comes across Xingdo, dropping health to the Ignite. Locket comes across from JDG. They managed to keep the jungler alive here.
And Luna's doing a great job on this Varus, landing Chain Corruption over and over again and using the piercing arrow and really using his distancing really well. You know, with Varus sometimes you can't really get into auto attack range, but as long as you're in range of the piercing arrows of the Chain of Corruption, you can still do a lot of damage. You know, he's gone for the Conqueror as well. He went for the Conqueror in the last game. It's not really something we see on Varus. It's normally, you know, the summon airy. Yep.
It is a little interesting to see. It is interesting to see.
It means that Luna wants to auto-attack a few times and wants to really get into melee range to get the stacks on from the Conqueror, so then the piercing arrows will do a lot more damage. And it means that the Chain of Corruption, when it spreads as well, it's going to do damage. And it means he gets quite a few stacks quite quickly. It's not something a bit unique on Varus. You know, we normally see the Summon Airy to get a little bit more poke damage from the piercing arrow, especially during laning phase, but Conqueror is all about the team fights, all about trying to get as many stacks as possible.
And even splitting a little bit of attention, picking up the execution, just calling early, just to make sure they have the Grievous Wounds so they can put it down. Being able to cut a lot of the healing coming through from JDG's side is going to be so useful, especially taking down Jojo during the ultimate.
Exactly, you know, Lemon's going to be able to heal, Xingdo's going to be able to heal as well. And even Chi as well has a little bit of healing on this Karma. Means that they're going to be, like you said, chunking down the healing, and Do needs to be a little bit careful. Yeah, it's just like, hi, how you doing? It's just going to dash away, but Nomel on his top sides.
Try to isolate Lemon out. Lemon picks up the shield. Won't not be able to take damage for now from the auto attacks, but Rolster still managed to chase after in time. A very nice face breaker pulls him back in, sets up the kill for Rattel.
Oh, but Chi's dashing in.
Huge flash forward. The Transcendent Embrace. They lock down Noel under turret. One more hit will take him out. But Luna is dead. Escort him back to safety.
Again, it's this Karma pick that's just not really working out. He's trying to go for the aggressive plays. He has one kill at the moment, but this Karma pick, and again, it's Nomel. You know, last game it was on the Alistar, making the aggressive plays, going in for the flanks. And this game, it's on the set, and he's doing a really, really great job again, setting up these plays for Rolster and getting them the advantage.
3,000 gold here for Rolster Y. Rift Herald spawning up. JDG, the first ones into the pit, trying to start this one up quickly before Rolster Y can get into position, but Nomel very quickly running them down as Spacebreaker pulls 2 in. We're looking for the explosive cast, does not manage to land. Chain of Corruption is still up, so they get a massive fight. They manage to hold Xingdo in place, but the Stand United comes through, and they're very close to taking down Do. Do goes into stasis to buy a little bit of time, flashes over the wall, jumps over as well. The leaf's still there. Xingdo's still alive. Zero in the back of the pit, needs to start kiting away. Luna finally taken down. You take down the Varus, and that's all of RY's damage gone.
Oh no, for Rolster, they missed the charm, they missed the piercing arrow as well on the side of Luna, and it's them small skill shots. If you miss them skill shots, if you miss the little advantages that you can get against a WRL team, they could just capitalize on your mistakes.
Oh yeah, and the fact that they went into the position, you know, it started off well with Nomel, but maybe just a little bit too forced, you know, it just seems like JDG have better team fighting there.
Exactly, you know, like you said, with the Stand United as well, with all the shields that Chi can offer, with the Singed as well, you know, they have a lot more of a tanky comp. This is really a comp that JDG feel comfortable with the Singed, with the Shen as well. It's so hard to break through these tanks, and again, they don't really have Darius to break through, you know, with the bleed or anything like that. They only really have Luna to try and break through these tanks, and even Doe as well. But the problem is that Doe's not finding these isolated targets right now.
Alright, split up over by the other side. Rattel's been caught out by JDG. The Rattel's charging down here, so try and draw some attention away as the Dragon spawns. Turret going down. JDG still looking for the entry angle. Rolster Y bring the Dragon down to 3,000 HP, but they're going to let it reset. But JDG will not let that happen just yet. Trying to find an entry angle back in.
Great
a huge knockwave. Explosive cast out from Doki. Pushes away. Rolster Y Nomel goes in. Tries to lead the charge. Pulls them forward. Once again, the objective goes over to JDG. And the fight goes south for Rolster Y. Jojo running around the back line of your team. Noel falls first. Lemon comes through. The charm lands on the Shen, but you don't have the damage to finish off the kill. Flashing forward. Rattel hunting and fishing for a kill on the side of JDG. Will not find it though.
Rolster just can't break through the front line of JDG right now. You know, Lemon stays alive, Jojo stays alive. They're able to take the Dragon as well, Jingdo with the smite. And it's so hard, you know. China and WRL, they're so used to playing these front-line bruising tank comps. If you take a look back at the replay, you just see, you know, a great explosive cast by Doki, splits him up. The Stan United comes in as well, but look at this. Nomel jumps in, but the problem is that they're just so tanky. There's just no way to break through. There's just not enough damage on the side of Luna, especially when you have a Singe running through you. The Singe is just running on by, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to run through. There's nothing you could do to me as well. Rattel tries to jump over the wall, tries to get the execute onto Lemon, but again, it's just, you can't break through the front line. You can see, look how much damage to
Luna's still doing a ton of damage, but it's just not enough at this spot.
Yeah, Luna with the most damage in a team fight, but it just shows that no one dies on the side of JDG, and it just shows how tanky this comp is. And it's something that, you know, WRL teams love to play. They love to play this crazy, aggressive front.
Even the observers are having fun with it now.
They love it.
Spin a camera with it.
I think that was more than a 360.
Oh, 720?
He's going above and beyond now. He's loving the spins. I love if you could do that on the camera as well. You just spin around on the camera with production as well.
I feel like half the audience could get motion sickness.
Yeah.
we might get motion
dizzy. Yeah. We might have to sit down after it, to be honest. Too much spinning around.
But I think Rolster Y, not only is Luna spinning around, I think they're spinning around in the game as well, and around the map. JDG pulling them around. You know, we saw what happened there. The Riptile used bot side, then they pulled them towards Dragon. Now, look at what's going on. Jojo up at the top side. They have a couple people mid as well, and then that bot side, Lemon's looking to push that one as well. Yeah,
Rolster again a little bit dizzy themselves, I feel like, in this game. Even though they're only about 1,000 gold behind, it's just so hard. You know, the scaling is there for JDG this game, as those looking to try and get it up. But the problem is that Lemon's so tanky. I don't feel like you can tower dive Lemon here. He can just, he's got the Sunfire, he's got the Divine Sundra. He's just not going to die. Yeah, look, it's just, there's nothing you can do against this Shen.
If this was when he only had the Divine Thunder, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
But now he has the Gargoyle Stone Blade, he has the Sunfire King. I mean, he's not going to go down here.
No, he's not going to go down at all. And now I feel like it's Rolster, even though they're only 1,000 gold behind, they're really on the back foot right now. As they're trying to play defensive JDG, but this is what we know from JDG. This is kind of what they did against the Mortals. They were just kind of playing stable. They weren't making these over-aggressive plays. They were just like, okay, we're going to scale now. We have the Karma. We have the Jax as well. We have Lemon on this Shen and also the Singed. If we scale, we can beat you in the late game.
I mean, Rolster Y, what they do have is that long range. They have the pick-off potential. But it doesn't mean anything if the rest of his team can't hold off JDG's engage, right? The assault from JDG is like a flood. You know, it pushes forward. Nomel is only one guy. He can't stop everyone from rushing down Luna.
Exactly. You need to, I think for Nomel, you need to make sure you try and get Jingdo away from the back line. You need to save that ultimate to basically use it towards Jingdo. You can see now, nearly level 13. He's gone from being a level behind to now being ahead in terms of experience. And you can even see the build as well from Chi this game. Chi's gone for a more supportive style build, has the Ardent Sensor there.
Okay.
This is kind of the adaptation I wanted to see. Even though it is dual lane commerce, they don't have like the same damage as maybe like a Ziggs or an Orianna or someone like that. But being able to get that Ardent Sensor means that they're going to try and play towards Xingqiu as his win condition.
I guess to get the flash away from Lemon, which will be good. Unfortunately, I don't think Rolster Y can get that much more off of this. You still see all these outer tier turrets up on the side of JDG. They've been able to hold off to the top side turret despite a lot of the onslaught from Rolster Y. Nomel looking for a pick off in the mid side. Doki caught out position but very quickly recovers.
The Chain of Corruption unfortunately misses from Luna. Really, really nice reaction flash by Doki means that the Chain Corruption misses. But again, it's Nomel the one that's looking to try and play aggressive and try and get these picks. But the problem is right now is that just nothing's working. The side of JDG, their comp is just way too tanky. You can see that Jingdo also going toward Wit's End now, so going for more aggressive build because he knows he has the shield from Lemon, he has the shields from the Karma as well, so he doesn't need to go as tanky as you can see, you know, has the Blade of Rune King, has Divine Sunderer, is going for Wit's End as well, which means he's going to get a little bit of magic resist against the Ari. There you go, it's completed. 4 items now for this Jax. A lot more of a squishier Jax build, but like I said, because he has the shields from the Karma and the Shen, he feels like he can play it more aggressive and he can go for more aggressive builds.
All right, Stuart, I'm gonna say something now, right? We're reaching the point of the game where the next parts are not just your ability to play the fights and play the game, but also your acting skills. You need to sell over to the enemy team that I'm dead serious, I'm gonna finish this objective, man. You have to engage. I'm gonna finish your objective. That's what Rolster is telling JDG right now. You see Lemon buy into that because he's gonna go back to the base. A huge move going into the backline, taking out Luna right away. Rolster Y lose that damage. Swords over by the side. You have Rattel trying to find a knockout, trying to hold JDG back, but it's too little, too late. Rolster Y have no business on the other Drake. JDG poised to pick it up, poised to take down Rattel. A prime gaming ace incoming here for JDG.
JDG get the ace. Huge engage by Jingdo on this Jax. He tried the Lee Sin last game, he tried the early game aggression, but this game he's like, okay, I'm going to play for the late game this time. I'm going to have a Karma by my side with all the shielding, and I'm going to be the one to carry. As we take a look back, look at Jingdo. He times the counter-strike perfect with the lead. 3 members together, boom, there you go. And then you have the explosive cast afterwards as well. And that's the problem. Luna couldn't flash, he couldn't use anything. I don't think he used the Chain of Corruption as well. And after that, the team, that's it. The team fight's just completely won. All it takes is one engage from Jingdo. And this is what we wanted to see from the jungler. Last game, he struggled a little bit on the Lee Sin, but this game on the Jax, he feels a lot more confident.
Okay, so you see here what happens here. They said they convinced them that they were going to do the Elder Drake, and then JDG said, okay, sure, then we'll kill you. We'll win the game. We'll just win the game after.
You can see, you know, Luna still has flash and everything available.
This is not it. Noel pulls him in, but he brings the counter-strike of Singdo with him. And Luna knocked over by the back. Doki trying to run over for the kill. Finds it in that time.
Still alive.
Walking away, but Singdo is alive. And there to take him down. Lemon diving on the turret. The charm doesn't land. Flashing forward, looking for the taunt onto 0-0. No longer has a dash. Caught by the ground and caught by the slow. Juju hunting for the last 2 on Rolster Y, but JDG don't need it.
This could be it. This could be the game here, Grandon. JDG are going to look to try and close out this game and take us to a game 3.
They got minion waves coming in here, Stuart. The mid lane turret will fall. Rolster Y now only have the Nexus to play for. Once again, a stun on the Rattel to take him down, but he's going to go into stasis. Nomel falls. Rattel gets back into Fountain in time, but JDG tie up the series 1-1.
Brilliant performance. Why they are the ones that are coming into this as the favourites. They're showing a lot more confidence in this game. The last game, they kind of fell a little bit short to Rolster because they didn't really have that late game scaling, but this time, they went for the Jax. They went for the late game
scaling. Charge, whatever, but displacement is the #1 enemy for you. Glue Trap into Gragas cost, Luna cannot play the game.
Exactly, and that's what happened every single time. The Varus got caught and fight was just lost. Like when a Varus dies in the beginning of a fight, it's over because Varus keeps poking and poking, using your ult. But if you can't even do that, the fight is over.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Hells. Like, you know, they did give the Varus, but coming from game 1, they knew exactly how to play around the Varus because they had all of the information that they needed. And, you know, we just saw from the graph, of course, that Rolster White, they did have that window there, but they couldn't take it.
Look at that Shen damage. Lemon dealt 21,000 damage. How does that happen?
On the Shen, man.
That's crazy. Doing 21,000 damage on that Shen. Lemon just absolutely smurfed on Rolster Y right there. He was unkillable, and then he did so much damage as well.
I actually have no idea how that happened.
I have no idea how that happened as well.
Sometimes when you play a Shen into another tank matchup, you can call it a wet noodle fight. You're just padding your stats by hitting the tank the whole game. That didn't happen this game. He's playing against Rivet. So where did all that damage come from?
So I did watch his team fights. Like,